The Oasis project follow-up really started as an idea to collect information, let me go and click over there, that is not really part of the bill of material associated with the job. As a matter of fact, in a lot of cases, the information here comes well before it's time to bid the job. For example, who is the GC that's on the job? So let me go ahead and select someone out of my database here, and hometown contractors, that's who it will be. Now I can focus my efforts on who is actually part of this job and not talk to everybody in this market. Plus I can look at my history and identify this particular GC works with certain electrical contractors and so forth, especially if they have been awarded. Okay. Now other information that we can do in here as well is I can go down to notes and put in something simple like gave ABC Electric 10% off. And a lot of quoters actually start using the system like that. It's just a place to put notes that do not print on quotes. That's the key right there. But I could print it on a report, especially if I want to have a sales meeting following up with this information. All kinds of information I've seen down here as far as just generic notes. But we took and carried this information a couple of steps further by adding the customer tips over here as well. Now I only have one other company on this job, and it's just a lighting designer that I added for on the general tab of the project, and it shows up here. But if I had added contractors or somebody else on the bid, which I'll show later, then they will show up here as well. And the whole goal here is then I can add more information to it, like are they committed to me or not? Okay, who's following this? So from my company, who is following this job? And I could have placed a note in there as well, basically what is my role going to be on this job for the next meeting. So maybe I need to carry a sample over to the individual or simply ask them, did we get the job? And there's a report associated with this as well. And by the way, once I do my work on that, I can actually just X out of it and it releases that follow-up. I can also add notes. So did they like the sample? So liked the... and had questions, whatever the questions are. And it defaults to whoever's logged in, but I can flip that over and say who it was that I was actually did the work and who did they talk to. Okay, so Brian talked to Mark, and Mark liked the sample but had some question, whatever that is. And I'll hit OK. That adds this to the project. And by the way, if I go to by date, it rolls all these different notes together so I can have a high-level view of the entire project and the conversations that I've had. Again, there are reports associated with this as well that allow me to report by everything associated with this project, or simply drill down to the detailed lighting designer here that I'm going over to see and show all the active projects associated with them and what the conversation has been. Like in this case, they like the sample, and maybe I can answer their question, again, through some reports. But that's the follow-ups tab. It's a real basic. Here's some notes. They're all internal. It's entirely for reporting purposes and a neat tool for just getting control over what we've done on a job and the various follow-ups that have happened.